Yeah, maybe I'm still angry. I don't know. Every time I think about it, I get more angry. So, right, March 14th, my van gets impounded. 4:18 in the morning. Was in it. It was in a private parking lot. Somehow, the public magically appeared in the private parking lot and impounded my van. It wasn't moving, wasn't on, wasn't nothing. My kid and her boyfriend were hanging out in it because she's not allowed in my mother-in-law's house if she was with her boyfriend. Because for some reason, without knowing him, she's made a judgment on him. Okay? I've done a lot of research on this parking lot. This parking lot was sold to people who are revitalizing the town, right? It's put in a trust. It even says trust in its name. It says Foundation Trust in its name, the company. Okay? And the township sold them this parking lot. Okay? The township sold it for $1,800 or something, whatever. Almost $2,000, right? And nowhere's in the township. I've been to the registry. I've been all over the recorder's office. I can't find a decree where it says the township's going to sell you this property, and we're going to keep our rights to the land and do whatever we want in the parking lot. The township, right? The public. They said there's no decree of that. And when somebody owns something, if you want the police to take care of it, it's not a known notion. It has to be recorded. Okay, you can't just go, oh yeah, this is cool. Go ahead, do what you want in there. No. You just can't do what you want on private property. The public cannot go onto private property just because they feel like it. Whether there's an easement, whether the post box is on your house for the bank account, or the post box is at the street, they can't just go on your property. Then you can castle doctrine them, kill them all dead, and they're allowed to come in and get their dead, but that's all they're allowed to do. That's why, like in the TV show MASH, they always show the beginning vehicle in the beginning of the movie, always has a red cross on it, because Red Cross is always allowed in on any enemy's land. Or any land you can go in and get your dead. That's what the castle doctrine states. Has to be cleared, has to be proven on your land, has to be provided. You can do that too in public with your vehicle. The only problem with your vehicle is that when you do something like that, you're taking the chance of being in a gunplay outside of your castle, which you don't want. I would think not, anyway. Some people do, but it's not an in-depth thing to do because you have no hiding room, no nothing. So, in this, they impounded my van. This was March 14th, right? And well, it wasn't my van. I shouldn't say that. It was the van I was using at the company I was with, or with the guy I was working with. We went to Pennsylvania, and there was a hinky spot on the title. The lady gave us a registration, temporary registration. She says, all right, send this to Harrisburg, see what Harrisburg says. We'll give you this temporary registration so you can operate the vehicle in the business name. Blah, 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 blah. So forth, so on. So we do. Okay. And then they end up magically appearing in the private. You know what I mean? And they weren't expecting me to come outside. They were expecting to harass my kid and give her a problem. Right? And that's what they always expect, to harass my kid and give her a problem. Okay, so I come outside, and before they could knock at the door, they were greeted by me. So, they took everything all the tools I owned, everything I owned. I haven't worked since. And they think they think it's cool. So, right, finally the guy gets the police report. Okay, the qualifier at the top of the police report states that there was a private action done, like you're a battered woman or an abused person. A cop will give you his cell phone number. Okay, well, they still have to qualify that they received an action at large to go somewhere, and you have to call dispatch. But dispatch can't know that, because then dispatch has to have them as somebody who says they have to have them as an offset. Like, okay, that's a person to call. This is why we came. Blah blah blah. Right. So it was 4 weeks before I got a ticket. Before anybody got a ticket. For my boss, the guy. The guy I was working for got a ticket. Right. The guy I was working with, whatever you're gonna say. He got a ticket. It was 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. And it's still tied up. No one's done anything with anything. The band's probably long since gone, and all my tools are long since gone. I mean, to replace some tools would cost me $40,000-$50,000 right now. There's nothing I can do about it. I mean, I've had them for years, but oh well. Sorry about my luck, right? I can't even get into the court. I wasn't written a ticket. There was no tickets given. When they were like, well, you're out after curfew. My daughter's boyfriend was quick. He said, well, curfew's over at 5 o'clock, and it was like 4. By this time it was 4:45, and he was quick. He was like, well, curfew's over at 5 o'clock, and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, well, we don't know what time curfew's over. What are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. They got all disoriented. Anyway, I walked them over to the front of the house and sat them down on the steps, and I started to walk back. And by that time, the tow truck was already there. They had already called the tow truck long before I was involved into the situation. They were planning on towing it just because the kids were sitting in it, and somebody privately called them to not inform dispatch so the officer could say that no one called, and I'm doing this on my own action. So I spent like an hour and 45 minutes on the phone with dispatch, talking to someone from dispatch to explain to me the code at the top of the paper, what this code means. What does this mean? You're acknowledging something happened, but you're not saying it. They would. I got them to say, did you ever hear of a private communication? And I said, can you define that in law? Can you tell me where you're using the word from? Where does the word private communication come from? May I see this? Where in your statutes is it? And then then they were bobbling on it. And then they would go, well, there is no definition for it. So what you're telling me is you took a private action, made it a public ordinance, made it a public annoyance, and took everything I own. No, that's not what we're saying, sir. No. Well, explain to me what you're saying then. So, in this, I didn't get them to admit anything except that a private action could have happened. And they won't define a private action for me. So they went upon themselves to create their own form of law to hold it against the vehicle I was operating. Or I wasn't even operating. The vehicle that was parked and with a foreign jurisdiction license plate on it. They didn't like it. So they took everything I owned. And when I said to her, the female cop, she was like, I was like, so does this give me a right? What did I say? Does this give me a right? I don't know. I said something like that. Something about, does this give me a right or does it give me a right or a defense? And she said, what? I said, just give me a right or a defense. She said, what? I said, all right, let's not play dumb now. Does this give me a right or a defense? She said, it doesn't give you anything. I'm not writing you a ticket. You'll never be in court. So I walked away. And this is probably about the sanest I've been from it. I know why I can't have a gun permit. I definitely understand the principle of silence behind that. Because if I did, I would have went and shot people dead. I never bother anybody. I've never broken laws in my life. I've never ran from the cops. I don't run from anybody. Why would I run? What's running going to do? I always stand true to what I believe in, to myself. And I always stand right there. And I stand right in their face and I'll tell them whatever, whether they arrest me, take me to jail, or whatever. I don't care. But the guy goes to court. And court's on video cameras and shit like that now. So the guy goes to court and he goes, we're going to write you a misdemeanor felony, disorderly persons. They get him to say yes to it. But he never goes into the courtroom. He just said yes to the prosecutor. I'm like, dude, no. How was my person disorderly? He wasn't even there. And they're saying he has a signature and all this shit. No, what they gave him the ticket for was signing an affidavit in front of a state witness or some kind of witness. Okay. And nobody signed anything. Which is neither here nor there. And I'm not trying to argue. I'm going to get you. Eventually, I'm going to find the person that's going to sell me the gun. That's going to shoot a whole bunch of people dead. I don't care who they are. I'm not sane now. I did nothing to no one ever. Ever. And I'm tired of feeling this way. I have no way of earning money. I have no way of nothing. Fuck you. I'm coming to get you.
You want to give me water?
No? You want to go in and get your own water? Yeah. Sure.